host. Welcome. So basically, in this wonderful individual reading, this can be for Sagittarius for March 3rd to March 10th of 2026. So this can be how it goes. So this could be how it seems to be for you as Sagittarius. I know you're going through something. I know you're going to maybe have that menopause, whatever you're feeling. But what this is, you need to have your own negotiation, and you need to understand what's going on in that way. Because this is how it goes. So this can be how it seems to be in the way of this is, because in this whole entire situation, no matter what you're going through, is that how it is, right? This is a wonderful sector of how it goes in that way, because you need to understand it, right? So whether you have a menopause of that situation, and you think, well, this is how it goes. I don't even know what a menopause is. Well, Sagittarius, you need to pay attention what you're going through, right? So when you go through something in that way, whether you're going to focus on that, that's how it goes in that way, right? That's how it's going to be. So this oracle card, it says, discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to, right? That's how it goes. When you have discipline, you have to understand that. Discipline will come a long way, but you have to go with the flow, right? That's how it goes. And when you see it, you think, okay, well, it's going to be very goes. I need to do it. But what this is, you have to understand that, right? So when you have your own P's and Q's of this situation, you have to have that, right? So when you have your own discipline, you know what it is, right? So when you see it, that's how it goes in that way. You think, okay, well, it's going to happen. I know what it is, but that's how it's going to be, right? So when you have discipline, you understand that when you have that, right? So you have your own reasons, and when you do it, that's how it's going to be in that way. Because you have to understand that. You have to rejoice. You have to know what it goes, because that's how it seems to be. You're trying to combat other situation no matter how it goes. Okay? So that's what it seems to be. So you versus them. So you have this Lover's Oracle card that I'm going to read you, is that I don't know where to start. That's a big old question, right? So when you have I don't know where to start, it's basically how it is, right? You need to start somewhere from the beginning, not the middle, not the end. But the way this is, you have to understand that, right? That's how it goes. So when you see it, that's how it goes in that perspective way, okay? And for them, this Lover Oracle card, it says, I feel lonely. Well, that's how it goes in that way, right? When you feel lonely, you know how it goes in that way. And yes, lonely is a pain in the neck, but you know what? How it goes in that way. Whether you figure out in that way, whether you know it is, right? That's how it's going to be. And when you feel like that, you think, okay, well, this is going to be happening. I know what it is. But you have to take it as, how it is, right? Your own advantage point. And when you do it, that's how it goes in that way. Okay? So that's how for them. Okay? So you versus them in this situation, no matter what you're going through in that way of how it goes, that's how it's going to be. Okay? So now these cards are shuffled, and we're going to look at from you versus them in this situation, and this is how it goes. Okay, so what's going on for you, Sagittarius? Okay, so this is how it seems to be. So basically you are saying that you have the Ace of Cups reversed. You have no romance here. So you have no prosperity but love. Okay, that's how it goes, right? That's how it seems to be. Okay. For them, they have the King of Wands over there. They want to have leadership. They might be doing in our Leo, Aries, Sagittarius in that way. But the way this is, they want to do that. They want to compose about how they're feeling in that way, right? That's how it goes. So I can see that as a wonderful direction. Now I'm going to clarify you with this Ace of Cups. 2 Wands is upright, you want planning. 6 Swords, there's no movement. High Priestess, there's no inner voice. 9 of Swords, there's no trauma. But the 4 of Swords, you want rest. Yeah, you want to have rest, but you want healing, you want rest, you want to plan on something. That's how it goes. So you might be doing it in our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, Sagittarius, you know what it is. But when you do it, that's how it goes in that way. So you have to understand of how to go with the flow. Right, that's how it goes. So when you see it, you think, okay, well, this is going to be how it is. I know what it takes, that's how it goes. Now for them, let's see what's going on with this King of Wands here. Ace Pentacles, you want prosperity about money. 9 of Swords, there's no drama here. 8 Pentacles, there's perfection. 2 Pentacles, there's actually out of balance. 6 Pentacles, there's no kindness. Star yours, there's no inspiration. For one star, there's celebration. So there is celebration But when you have no kindness, for them, they have no kindness, right? They're being rude, they're being disrespectful. That's how it goes. So when you see about that, you think, well, this can be how it goes. I need to understand that. But for them, when they focus on that, they focus on that. So let me clarify that. Six Pentacles here. Nine Cups are there's fulfillment. Strength of Yours is no bravery. Three Wands Yours is no communication. So they're cutting out the communication. Queen Pentacles Yours is no prosperity about money. Queen Wands Yours there's no charisma. Temperance Yours there's no healing. Five Wands Yours there's chaos. That's how it goes. So they feel like everything's going to be happening going their direction. But how would you think about it? How you're going to take a risk, right? That's how it goes. So you have to see it as one feeling. You have to know about it, right? That's how it goes. So for you, let's see what this Four of Swords about. Page 1 says there's no invention. Nine Cups Sword, there's actually love. Four Cups Sword, you want a distraction. That's how it seems to be, right? So Sagittarius, you need to have a distraction. You need to know what's going on, because when you feel like this, you think, well, I can't do this anymore. I don't know what to do. But when you think about it, you think about your own ways about saying, well, this is how it is. This is the way it works. This is how you're going to have your own dignity, your own self-respect. But that's how it seems to be. You have to improve yourself wisely. You have to contain of how you're doing. You have to contain of how you're going to experience about it. So you might be doing it in a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, because you want things to happen in that direction. You want things to be plural of how it goes. So let me clarify this for Cups here. The World of Yours is incompletion. So there was something that was incompleted. For them, let's say about the Five Wands. Here, friends, already, they want guidance. Okay, so for you, let's say what this World card. Four of Yours, there's no change. For Wands Yours, there's no celebration. Nine Cups Yours, there's no love. Two Wands Yours, there's no planning. Three Cups Yours, there's no celebration. Nine Swords Yours, there's no trauma. Five Swords Yours, there's no conflict. Five Cups Yours, there's grief. That's how it goes. So you're grieving about something. But Sagittarius, you have to go where you're going to be. You have to prompt what you're doing in that way, whether you have to contain it. You have to realize it. That's how it goes. So when you think that, everything's going to be fine, no, it's not. For them, they want guidance. Well, let me clarify that. The Hermit of Yours, there's no soulmate. Ten Swords Yours, there's no conclusions. Moon is right, there's misrotation. So they are affected by the moon, right? There was something that was happening in that way, and you think, well, this is going to be interesting. How it goes, right? How you're going to contain it. Well, let me clarify that moon card. Star Yours is no inspiration. Emperor Yours is no structure. Knight of Swords is upright. There's drama here. That's how it goes. They're acting like they're very good, but it's like, no, right? You're acting like you're in a good movie, but you're not, right? It's like, this is how it goes. This is like a rated R movie, right? That's how it seems to be. But what this is, you have to focus on that. You have to focus about how it's going to be in that way, whether you focus on that way of how you're feeling in that way, right? Now let me clarify this Five of Cups here. Death card is right. There's endings here. You're focusing on Scorpio as a water sign. Okay, Sagittarius, you're focusing on him. Whether you like that person or not, but you go with the flow. That's what it seems to be. For them, they have the Nine of Swords is upright. There's drama here. Magician is upright. They want skill. Well, the way how this is, the way how things are in that way, you have to know. You have to go with the flow, right? For them, they want skill. For you, you want endings. Well, let me clarify that Death card. High Priestess here is no inner voice. The Sun card is upright. You want to stay positive, right? You're focusing on another Leo as a fire sign. You're focusing on that positivity because you want to stay positive as much as you can. Positive is the right way instead of the wrong way, right? That's how it goes. And when you act like it, it's like, okay, I know what to do, all right, but that's how it needs to be. You get to your understanding your own picture to understand that. Magician, let's say about for them. Terriers, there's no transformation. Cameras, there's healing. Stars, there's inspiration. Yeah, because they want to wish upon a star. Yes, they are healing about something happened, but the way this is, how would they do it? How would they co-create on how they're feeling? right? Now for you, let's see what this positivity is. There is already you want to make decisions. Here in Earth, there's no guidance. Sun cards already there's positivity. Again, you want to stay positive, but you're making decisions. You need to do that. So when you focus on that, you focus on about the ability to understand what you're going through, right, Sagittarius? You need to move along. You need to pay attention because when things are happening all at once, you have to do it. You can't criticize. You can't say, well, back off, leave me alone. No, but it's your choice though. You can decide what you're doing in that way, right? You have to go with the flow. Okay, Sagittarius? For them, let's see what this star card is. Empress is alright, they want nourishment. Hermit is alright, they want a soulmate. Temperance is alright, they're healing. Moon in reverse, there's no misrotations. Judgment in reverse, there's no taking action. Death card is alright. They are focusing on their Scorpio. They are focusing on Scorpio. Well, you are focusing on Scorpio. So both of you are focusing on Scorpio. Because you want attention, you want to see how it's going to affect in that situation. Okay? So let me clarify this death card for them. The devil is alright, there's obsessions, addictions. Emperor is alright, there's structure. Moon is alright, there's misrotations. Chariot is alright, there's progress. See, that's how it goes. So they have negativity, and they are obsessing about, addictions or whatever they are going through. There was something happening with them. For you, let's say about this Sun card here. Just in the earth, there's no taking action. Just in the earth, you're not telling the truth. You're lying about something. And the Sun cards are right. They want positivity. That's what they want. That's what you want. That's what, that's how it goes, right? They believe what they're going through in that way. It's like, okay, well, it seems to be fine. All right, this is going to be how wild it is. It is. Because you have to understand that. Because if you focus on, I don't know where to start, that's how it seems to be in that way, right? Because you focus on that, right? That's for you, Sagittarius. For them, they feel lonely because what they're treating you is not good, right? That's how it goes. So they feel like, oh, well, I'm having negativity. That's how it goes, right? So that's what it seems to be. So when you look at it from a different perspective, that's all you can do. So let's see what's in the middle. The Queen of Swords here says no independence, right? So let me clarify that, please. Or just here it says no skill. Ace Swords, Ace One Sword, there's new beginnings here. That's how it goes. So you have to appreciate. Now, let's see what this universe is saying. So I'm going to go from the middle to them, middle to the left for you. Or just sorry, you want skill. Seven Cups here says no delusion. Queen Cups here says no empathy. Ace Pentacles here says no growth. King Cups here there's no support. Queen of Wands here there's no charisma. Queen Pentacles here there's stability. Yeah, they want stability. Let me clarify that stability. Page Swords here they want education. Queen Swords here there's no independence. Seven Swords here they're feeling deceit. A1 Swords there's no speed. Ten of Swords here there's no conclusions. 9 Pentacles already they want trust. Obviously they want it, but when they feel that they have no independence because they can't do things by themselves, that's how it goes, right? That's how they're acting. What's between the middle and the left side of you? Six Cups there's no past. Empress there's structure. 4 Wands there's no celebration. Wheel of Fortune you're having bad luck. Hangman in reverse there's no restrictions. Justice already you're telling the truth. Yeah, that's how it goes. So I can see that in a different perspective. That's the way it works. Let me clarify this justice. High Priestess already, you want to use your own voice. 9 Cups there's fulfillment. 8 Pentacles reverse, there's no perfection. 5 Pentacles there's no insecurity. 7 Pentacles already, you're focusing on your career. That's how it goes, right? Let me clarify that, please. Strength reverse, there's no bravery. 8 Swords there's no anxiety. 10 Wands there's no burdens. 10 Cups there's incompletion. 2 Cups there's relationships. Yeah, exactly, Sagittarius. You know what to do. We're going to clarify this trust here for them. 2 Swords. So you don't know which direction you're going to take, left or right. Taurus there's transformation. Empress card, there's nourishment. 2 Wands card, they're planning on something. Exactly. What's the middle? Here for yours, there's no guidance. 3 of Cups, there's no celebration. 5 Cups, there's grief. Yeah, you know what's happening here in this situation, in this whole entire dialogue? It's basically focusing on how it goes in that way. Whether, when you say, I don't know where to start, that's how it goes in that way. Right, Sagittarius? I know what you're going through, because you have to understand that. And for them, I feel lonely, that's what they're feeling in that way. So it's like, well, this is not going to end well. No, because they're planning on something. So this grief card in the middle, that's what the universe is saying. But let me clarify that, please, with one card. And this card says, what is the truth? Yes, what is the truth? That's a good question to ask. Right? The truth is that you pay attention to how you're feeling in that way. Right? So when you're going with the flow, whether you like it or not, that's how it goes. Right? That's how it seems to be. So, lately you have to understand how it is in that way, because you focus on the way how it goes and you think, well, this is the way it works. This is the way it seems to be. So you might be doing it in our Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. That's how it goes. But what this is, you have to pay attention on how you're feeling. It's the way of how it works. Because you know what, Sagittarius, you have to pay attention on what you're going through. Whether you pay attention, whether you're going to focus on the here and now of this whole entire equation, because that's how it goes, right? There's a 50-50 chance whether you pay attention on how you're going through, on how, they are going to be feeling with their emotions compared to you, right? That's how it goes. So before I let you all go, try to pay attention about this whole entire reading, because it does make sense. And it does, clarify of how it goes. And it's how it seems to be. So I hope you all like it, enjoy it, and this is the way it works. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day to all, and I'll see you next time when I do. And that's how it goes. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time when I do. And that's how it goes in that way. So thank you, and enjoy, because this is the way it works. So thank you so much. Have a nice day, and I'll see you next time when I do. And that's how it goes. Thank you, and bye for now. Really, thank you, and have a nice day, and thank you very much. And bye.